As March 8th marked another International Women's Day, how far have women come when it comes to equality in the boardroom, work environment and industry? Joining me down the line is Allyson Zimmermann, Executive Director of Catalyst Europe, to find out. Allyson, according to the International Labour Organization, women have seen only marginal improvements in the world of work in the past 20 years. So what's the situation today? How far do women lag behind men?
When you look over the course of the last 50 years, there has been incredible gain for women. However, when we look at the boardroom, the progress has been glacially slow. Men make up 88% of all boardroom seats. If we look at the CEOs and that population, worldwide, men have 92% of CEO positions.
There are economic implications either side of this issue. What sort of things are we looking at? And what sort of figures are we looking at?
Well, economically, it's an absolute business imperative for companies and countries to get this right. If you look at the gross domestic product of countries around the world, if they would increase and women would be at parity with men in the workplace, their gross domestic product would increase on average across all OECD countries by 12%.
What would you say is holding women back? What challenges do they face in finding and indeed keeping decent jobs?
I would say the most common barriers are assumptions about women in the workforce. There are many myths out there that are perpetuated, such as women do not aspire to senior level. We found that women and men aspire equally. In Europe, we notice that if it's 97% of these top MBA graduates, of 97% men who aspire to the C-suite, we notice that it's 95% women aspire. So it's not an ambition problem. And what we know is that men had more access to senior level people. And those, when it came to times of crisis, such as the 2008, men's jobs were saved much more than women's.
And when it comes to leadership styles, how do women differ to men, and what does that translate when it comes to the bottom line?
That is stereotyping that's baked in the system, that women and men lead quite similar. But when we asked leaders, male and female leaders, what is typically a masculine style or a feminine style? What do you attribute to men? What do you attribute to women? What we found is that women were seeing more of taking care and men were seeing more of taking charge. So simply by virtue of gender, has nothing to do with your experience or what skills you bring to the table. Women are seeing more in that taking care role, and key leadership roles are taking charge.
Equality has almost become a buzzword and it's a hot topic in the media. But do you think it's actually taken seriously or something just talked about rather than tackled?
I do think companies are taking it seriously. It's an absolute business imperative that they get this right. Because at the end of the day, who is making the majority of consumer buying decisions? Women. And they're making 29 trillion of the consumer buying decisions out there. Yet if the boardroom is 88% men, how do you think they understand the marketplace when they don't look and think like the marketplace? So for companies, this is absolutely imperative they get this. And I'm seeing companies really taking the lead.
Thanks for watching. For more videos from the Voice of the Market, please subscribe.